All right, welcome back to Lag Demon Programming. In the last couple of videos, we set up our David character and got him working with running and walking and all that. In this video, we're going to set him up to jump and maybe crouch if we have time. I think we probably do. So, thanks. If you like these videos, please hit that like button. And if you really want to keep watching them and support the channel and help me out here, hit that subscribe button. It helps a lot. I really appreciate it. So thanks, and let's get started. So here we are back in Unreal Engine, and we've got our animation blueprint and our state machine for idle walk run. So what we're going to do now is determine how or when he's jumping, and that's really extremely simple. We're going to come right over here, and from this movement component here, we're going to pick up is flying, and we're going to take this and promote it to a variable, and we're going to call that in air question mark. Oops, let's make it in AIR. In AIR question mark. Okay, it's a boolean. We'll set that right here. So if he's flying, if he's in the air, so he's in the air, that variable will get set. When he's not, it'll get reset, and this update animation happens very often. It's similar to tick in concept. So we just go over here to our state machine, and I don't have a begin, end, so forth, so we're going to come out here and just create a new state, and we'll call it jumping. We'll do the more sophisticated one maybe another time. However, for jumping, we need to determine some things, and to make this a little less complicated, we're going to put a state machine inside this, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So, but it's going to go to idle walk run if he's in air. So we'll just connect that to there, and then we'll go back to the new state machine. And we actually have to come back to idle walk run under the circumstances that he is not. So we'll go not boolean in air. So that'll bring it back. So it'll, what this does is if you're doing something, you're automatically in this idle walk run state doing something. If suddenly he's flying or in air, then it'll jump to jumping, and as soon as he's not in air, it'll jump back to here. That's what these two guard conditions do. Jumping, however, is going to be its own state machine, and I'll show you why. So we're going to add a state machine here. State machine, add a new state machine, and plug this animation output right into here, and then go in. I'm going to call this new state machine, I'm going to call this the jumping SM, and we'll double click on it, and here's our entry. So we have a state. We're going to add a state here, and we're going to call it running jump, and we have another state here that we're going to call standing jump. So oops, running jump, oh that's right. we can only go from to one of these. So we've got standing jump, it's going to jump into that. We've got running jump, and we've got a guard condition that's going to be forward speed is greater than say one, greater than 0. If the forward speed's greater than 0, no, if the forward speed's greater than about 50, because if he's walking, we want to do the running jump. If he's idle, we want to do the standing jump. So if we could make it greater than 1. I think this will work. We'll just put 50 for now. If we're using an analog thing, he'd be walking very slow, so he'd still do kind of a standing jump. Let's compile and save that, and that's taken care of. So that gets us into the running jump. Let's do the standing jump. So we'll get here, David standing jump. We'll drop this in, hook it up to here. David walking jump. Here's the running jump. I called it running jump. Here it's called walking jump. Or no, it's called running jump. There it is. We'll plug it into here. We'll compile that, save it, and let's see what happens now when he jumps. So if we're standing and we jump, it doesn't seem to be playing the jumping animation. Why not? Okay, I'm back and I figured it out. Well, I did change the way this is arranged, but that's not the problem. The problem is right here, is flying. This should be is falling. And we'll plug that into in air, compile, save, hit play, and now okay, that's kind of weird. Still not where it's working for this one, sort of. It's trying to do it, but he jumps up. We might have to change some things there. The question is, why isn't it going into, so the running jump, forward speed, oh, less than 10. Let's make that greater than 10, and then I'll explain what these diagrams here are. This might have been part of the problem, but it wasn't the entire problem. So let's see how he does when he's running and jumping. Let's run, jump. We probably need to do have an in-air kind of animation too, but that's a little bit better. I guess I didn't try the standing one, so let's try the standing jump. Okay, now he's doing the running jump, and why? Oh, that was to running jump. Speed is greater than 10. Standing jump. Oops. This is the standing jump. Okay, standing jump. Okay, I'm back. This is a little bit hokey, but what my little speed detection thing was doing was picking up the velocity in the z-axis was also a velocity. So all I did was take and split these struct pins for our velocity vector, and just take the x and y and leave the z at 0 and get the length of that, so that it knows that it's moving along the ground at a certain speed rather than moving up at a certain speed. So if we play now, we get our jump in place video, which are animation, but it needs to start a little later, I think, in this or it needs to start right when takes off. We'll have to fix that. But if we're moving, we do the running jump, though he seems to be able to do some in the air, and that might be because I'm looping. Running jump should not probably loop, and neither should the standing jump loop. Compile, save. Let's try that. Here's the standing jump. Here's the running jump. So in the last several videos, we got this character all set up. We may do some little more work with his clothing, but for now, he's looking pretty good. He's got some interesting animations. We can have him walk. We can look at him from this direction as well, walking the other way. We can walk to the side. We can walk to this side. And yeah. Oh yeah, we can jump too. So we've got an in-place jump, and we've got a running jump. But he's a little pause at the end there if he's jumping too long. So we'll have to fix that up. That's just a little cleanup work. We got the basic pieces in place and working. So now we still have a crouching animation, which actually looks kind of neat. He bends down and looks like he's reaching for something. So that's kind of neat. So let's close that. What do we need to do that? Well, we need to go into David's blueprint here. No, not David's blueprint. We want this because all the characters that you can operate will be able to do the same kinds of actions. We've got our walk, run speed. Now what we're going to do, let me move this over into the main window here. We're going to go into settings, project settings, input, and I don't believe that we've got to jump and reset VR and stuff. We're going to do another action mapping, and we're going to call it crouch pickup. I'm going to call it crouch. I'm going to call it crouch pickup because that's what it's going to do. And the action mapping, I think, for this will be on the keyboard, and it'll be our E key. Well, no, that's our interaction key, crouch. We'll make it the C key for crouching. And we'll close that. And instead of crouch pickup, I'm just going to call it crouch because we might use different animations. And so we'll go in here and we'll just type in crouch. And we get this nifty event. So what do we have to do to fire off an event for this? Well, all we really need to do here is have a variable. And this is in our player controller. So we'll just call this crouching, and we're going to do a set and a set, and if it's pressed, we'll be crouching, and if it's released, we'll be not crouching. And we probably need an idle crouch condition. Yeah, we probably need to figure out an idle crouch condition, but we'll see how this works. We'll compile and save that. We'll go back into David, into our animation blueprint, which is in animations, and there's our animation blueprint. We'll go to the event graph, and now we've got to pick up from this pawn owner. We're going to have to get that character controller. So we'll do we'll come out here, we'll do a get C-H-A-R-A-C character get controller. And so this here is a object reference to a character controller, but we need to cast this. So we're going to come out here and we're going to go cast to main player controller. And if the cast succeeds, which it always should, we'll come off of here. And what we'll do is we'll create a variable here called crouching ? And we will set crouching according to this, get crouching. That's all we need there. And then in here, we'll go back to our state machine. Here's our idle, walk, run. We'll have another state coming off of here. Add a state. We'll call it crouching. The entry and then the return. So let's move these apart a little bit so we can see. And to enter it here, crouching will have to be true, but also our forward speed will have to be less than 1. So it really should be, we'll just make it less than 1. And we'll AND those together. Go AND. So we can only do it when we're basically in idle. So there it is. If we've hit the crouching button and our forward speed is less than 1, we'll go out, but we'll come back, excuse me, we'll come back from it if we are not crouching. So we'll just go not, plug this in. And so now we have to go to crouching and put our crouching pickup there. Compile, save, go back to here, hit play. Now if we press C now, there he goes, and he's picking something up and it's looping. So we don't want that, so I'm going to go into here. Nope. I want to select that and go loop animation. No. Compile, save, and we'll have to have some kind of idle for that spot, I suspect. Let's pull this up. Let's hold down C. And he kind of freezes if we hold it down too long. Re-release it, he should come out of it. He's not coming out of it. Why is he not coming out of it? State machine. Crouching, not crouching. It should come out of it and go back into the idle, walk, run state. So what's happening over here in the event graph? Try get pawn owner, get controller. The cast obviously succeeded because we set crouching the first time. And we're getting crouching from there. And it should get set to false. And he should transition back. Why are we not transitioning back? Probably because it missed it. Let's go over to here, and instead of doing this, we're going to make this a switch. Crouching, get crouching, not. Boolean AND for not. We're going to set it to not crouching. Crouching by default is false. We'll set it to not crouching every time it's pressed. And we'll see how that works. So if we go to crouch, we're crouching, hit it again, and we come back up. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.